True fans live for their team. For those true U of A fans, there is Hughes Federal Credit Union. Show your U of A spirit and put technology and convenience at your fingertips. Hughes Federal Credit Union. Smart choice.
Welcome to Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Hughes Federal Credit Union. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley here with Greg Hansen. Greg, big news in the Pac-12 today. Miles Jack, UCLA's star linebacker slash running back, out with a torn meniscus and will be leaving school and entering the NFL draft. Figures, why not? Why stick around and rehab there when he could be rehabbing at a place that his agent pays for? This is something that we've seen before in the Pac-12. Is it a trend?
I think more and more it's going to be, don't you?
Yes.
I mean, Rob Gronkowski was one of the few who didn't come back. We could have made a list, but we didn't.
We didn't. But, I mean, you look at the guy from Washington, their cornerback Peters last year, same thing, got kicked off the team, just withdrew from school and left. Rob Gronkowski had an injury his third year, said, heck with it, I'm going pro. And now you're seeing it with Miles Jack. I mean, Jim Mora called it a very risky move. Would you agree with that?
No.
No?
Why does he need to play at UCLA again? Is he going to get any better at UCLA?
Probably not.
I think, if he stayed at UCLA, he would have free use of their training and medical systems. But now an agent's going to pay for that for him.
Right.
And he'll have full time to devote to it.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
So it leads us down the path towards Scooby Wright.
Let me ask the question here. This leads us to the next question. Scooby Wright out indefinitely with a sprained foot. It's sort of questionable, to use a U of A term, if Scooby Wright will play again this year. If you're Scooby Wright, do you follow that same path, withdraw from school and go pro, or do you stick around and see kind of how your foot heals and whether or not you want to come back next year?
I think I'm a traditionalist, so I would stay and gut it out for a while for the good of the team and the good of the college and everything. But I would say 99% in my head, Scooby Wright will never play here again.
Right. Because at some point, too, if he's going to be out another month, let's say, do you run the risk of re-injuring it by bringing him back for 2 games at the end of a season that is looking more and more like won't be anything special? And to me, if Scooby Wright's going to declare for the NFL draft, you finish up your classes in December and go.
Yeah, how long is his NFL career going to be? He's a first and second down player in the NFL. Those careers probably last 4 years unless you get really hurt or something. Maybe he's got that special thing that he'll last 8 years. But he's, his clock's going, and I hate it when people say that your clock's ticking, like on Kadeem. But his clock is ticking. Can he get hurt again?
Yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, his injury history shows. I mean, this year, my goodness, he's had 2 pretty bad injuries, first the knee and then the foot sprain. And if you come back this year, maybe you run the risk of it getting injured again. And at the end of the day, we can't climb into Scooby Wright's head or that of his parents and see kind of if they want him to finish up his career here or if it's time to start getting paid.
How good is Scooby, though? That's the big question mark. I think Miles Jack is obviously an NFL player.
Yeah, he passes the eye test more so than Scooby Wright does.
Scooby's not a fast guy, but he can pack in the box on first and second down.
Right.
I mean, Ricky Hundley, as good as he was only a first and second down player in the NFL.
Sure.
Scooby's not in his league as an athlete.
Sure. And I think it's funny, you look at him and you go, he doesn't really pass the eye test. But then you look at somebody like Luke Kuechly, maybe the best linebacker in football, kind of doesn't pass the eye test either. And, to me, we don't know. And, I mean, we're not NFL talent scouts. I think that there are some things that they really like about him, his work ethic, his suddenness, that kind of a thing. But, measurables, he's probably less than prototypical. Tucsonans
who follow football should be experts on the eye test and how it doesn't work.
Right.
Because Chuck Cecil and Teddy Bruschi never passed an eye test ever.
That's very true.
And they both made a ton of money and were terrific in the NFL.
Absolutely. That'll do it for this episode of Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Hughes Federal Credit Union. For Greg Hansen, you passed the eye test with me, Greg. I'm Ryan Finley.
True fans live for their team. They buy the gear, they order the tickets, they pay for the seats and the experiences. For those true U of A fans, thankfully there is Hughes Federal Credit Union, offering the latest payment choices such as U of A debit cards, paying online, paying a friend with pop money, or using Apple Pay with your mobile phone. Show your U of A spirit and put technology and convenience at your fingertips. Hughes Federal Credit Union. Smart choice.